Italy. SARS-CoV-2 was first confirmed to have spread to Italy on 31th January 2020 when 2 Chinese tourists in Rome tested positive for the virus. The total of confirmed cases is 199,414, with 26,977 deaths, and 66,624 recoveries or dismissals. Italy has banned funerals because of the coronavirus crisis. For many, the virus is now robbing families of the chance to say a final goodbye. Governments are stoking the death bodies in church with the coffin by cars and ambulances and ask the priests to perform a blessing there. One night, locals watched in silence as a convoy of army trucks slowly drove more than 70 coffins through the streets. USA. The US has seen more than 10,000 deaths from the virus, and at least tens of thousands more lives are projected to be lost. Funeral directors around the country are also worried about shortages of masks, gowns, and other personal protective equipment as they tend to the bodies of the dead. Some funeral homes are attempting to help by turning a chapel into a makeshift morgue using air conditioning units. The city was considering a grimmer solution, a mass grave site in a public park to bury the dead temporarily until funeral homes can work through the bottleneck. Spain. The coronavirus pandemic is confirmed to have spread to Spain on 31th January 2020 when a German tourist tested positive for SARS-CoV-2 in La Gomera, Canary Islands. Spain has been hit harder by the coronavirus pandemic than almost any other country. Madrid is the epicenter of its outbreak, accounting for 40% of Spain's coronavirus deaths. With city morgues unable to handle carcass volumes, 2 ice rinks are now being used in temporary morgues. The cemetery said they were burying the body twice or thrice as usual. Indonesia. The coronavirus pandemic was reported to have spread to Indonesia on 2nd March 2020, when a dance instructor and her mother were infected from a Japanese national. The dead body of a COVID-19 patient that had been buried in Tumiang village in the province's Banyumas Regency was dug up to be removed to another cemetery following protests. 4 villagers previously rejected the idea of having the dead body buried in a local cemetery, as they were reportedly concerned about possible coronavirus transmission. Banyumas Regent Ahmad Hussein even went as far as to help in the digging to show residents that as long as the corpse had been handled properly, the dead body of a COVID-19 patient is not dangerous. Ukraine. The 2019-20 coronavirus pandemic was confirmed to have spread to Ukraine when its first case was confirmed to be hospitalized in Chernovtsi Oblast on 3th March 2020, a man who had traveled from Italy to Romania by plane and then arrived in Ukraine by car. Caretakers of public cemeteries in Dnipro, a city in southeastern Ukraine, have been ordered to dig 600 graves and thousands of body bags have been pre-ordered for potential coronavirus victims. Bulldozers are seen working for days in several of Dnipro's cemeteries. France. The 2019-20 coronavirus pandemic reached France on 24 January 2020, when the first COVID-19 case in Europe and France was confirmed in Bordeaux. The first 5 confirmed cases were all individuals who had recently arrived or returned from China. As France tackles its worst health crisis in a century, funeral counselors, porters, embalmers, who prepare the bodies before burial, and crematorium operators now find themselves on the front line of the pandemic. Over the last few weeks, director of the funeral has recorded a 40% increase in the number of burials. Funeral directors are increasingly concerned by new measures for preparing bodies and a lack of necessary protective equipment for staff. India. The first case of the 2019-20 coronavirus pandemic in India was reported on 30th January 2020. In India, the Union Health Ministry allows both burial and cremation of the dead body in the manner wished, if at all, expressed by the victim or her family. The guidelines say that the body would be handled by a trained health professional, who must be wearing full personal protective equipment. The dead body should be placed in a leak-proof plastic body bag, the exterior of which can be decontaminated with 1% hypochlorite. The body bag can be wrapped with a mortuary sheet or sheet provided by the family members. However, the advisory also recommends avoiding autopsy. Embalming of the body is also prohibited. Bangladesh. The coronavirus pandemic was confirmed to have spread to Bangladesh on March 2020. The first 3 known cases were reported on 7 March 2020 by the country's Epidemiology Institute (IEVCR). Bangladesh has 2,456 confirmed coronavirus cases and 91 deaths. Authorities have conducted few tests and experts say the number of cases is higher than officially recognized. New rules ban more than 5 people taking part in prayers in the country's 300,000 mosques. The government has not imposed any ban on the funeral of the dead body in corona but has asked them to take adequate precautions.